it's the message, not the messenger. And again, as you've heard us share before, that we're not just speaking from theory. We're not just coming up with magic dust. We are laying out a process that has been proven, that has created more than one multi-billion-dollar brand that exists in the marketplace. But the truth is, in order to get it into the 200 plus countries that we're positioned to go in, we need a great community and we need great leaders. And what I've always seen over the years is the individuals that go to the top are the ones that have the most humility. And they take the information down academically. They go back through it. Repetition is the mother of skill. And then they take it into the marketplace and apply it and get some experience. And of course, we all know that experience is the greatest teacher of all. And so I was talking to Rick Amico yesterday. We had a great chat, and we were talking about Vince Lombardi and John Madden. And I had mentioned to him that I had seen an interview of John Madden talking about how he sat in on a chalk session with the great Vince Lombardi one time. And Vince Lombardi covered one play, the Green Bay sweep, for 8 straight hours. And the commentator said, "You must have gotten frustrated sitting there listening to the same play, in a chalk talk for 8 straight hours." What did he talk about? He said, "Well, I just, basically demonstrated this is what the center does, and this is what the guard does, and this is what the tackle does, and this is what the tight end does, and the wide receiver, and the fullback, and the quarterback pitches the ball." And he said, "Yeah," he says, "a lot of repetition." He said, "But let me tell you something." He says, "What I realized that day, I walked away, no frustration. I came to realize that I've got a whole lot more to learn about football." And of course, John Madden went on to be a great coach as well, premier coach in down in the history books. And so, a lot of what we do talk about is redundant. And repetition, again, the key to success is doing it over and over and over again and being consistent with your daily method of operation, your DMO every single day, which evolves around the basics. And Steve, if you could, if you could bring up the screen and lock down there we go. You bring up, okay. Thank you. Um, the basics, the basics never change. And I've noticed, observing all the calls, that many of you are just flowing with the basics. Like I see it in your presentations now. It's effortless. It's effortless. It's automatic. It just flows right off your tongue. And so when you're sharing your stories, you're constantly saying, "We do the basics. It's real simple. We use pitch. We talk about pitch, and we demo pitch." And everybody can do that. That is 1000% duplicatable. And if you could mute the bridge there, get a little feedback. Thank you. And some equals some, and lots equals lots. We are marketing a process. Pitch is a platform. It's a marketing platform that's designed to save everybody that leverages it time, money, and energy. It's designed to assist people to become more productive. And that's what everybody wants. And so the forward thinkers that are building out communities, building out networks, and maybe their brand is in a country or two or three or 20 or whatever that might be, pitch allows them to take that community and populate it to the next level. Pitch also allows that brand awareness campaign to begin to build networks of entrepreneurs in other countries that maybe that brand's not in yet. So we've always heard timing's everything, but positioning is vital. And so, as simple as it is to do, it's just a simple not to do. So the first step is obviously master pitch. And you're going to get to hear from Steve here today. And he's going to share some intel from his position and some of the things he's been sharing on the onboarding workshops, which, by the way, the feedback that we've been getting from the different members has been over the top. So if you're not leveraging the 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time onboarding work, I would really encourage you to do that with your newbies, your new guys, new gals, but also the old timers that have been hanging around for a few months. So number one, master the product, use pitch. Number two, talk about pitch. And how we talk about pitch is through a demo. And the demo, again, is designed to get somebody to see, hear, and understand the end result quicker, faster, better. That's the goal. And as they see more, feel more, gain a greater picture of what they have their hands on, now all of a sudden they're starting to feel comfortable, they're starting to feel confident, and they can make an intelligent decision. If you bring up the next slide here, and I'm not seeing the slides, which is the Einstein slide, I just want you guys to know that Steve's going to introduce something here when he comes on his segment that'll knock your socks off. And it aligns with what we call the golden ticket. Why pitch? Why now? And again, it's a perfect presentation. It'll work 24/7. It'll work when you're not working. And one of the ways that we have been able to achieve great success in the past is having people leverage tools, leverage messaging, frankly, when we were sleeping at night. And these other countries, if you will, were leveraging those tools with their own personalities, their own styles, pressing the play button, if you will, back in the day. And as a result, that perfect presentation was a mind maker upper. And so you'd wake up the next day and you'd see that your organization is beginning to expand, not just across your country, but around the entire globe. So use talk demo. Here's your gauge. Some equals some, lots equals lots. And everybody's in between some and lots. So I can promise you that if you're frustrated or you say to yourself, it's not happening fast enough for me, all you have to do is increase your exposures, get more people through the process. Now, with what Steve's going to show you coming up here in just a little bit, I want you to know that it's a filter too. It's like a funnel. So I would encourage you, since as you're bringing people into the process to do their due diligence, understand that if they can't take 5 or 10 minutes to get a little bit of an orientation before you put them on a 10-minute live demo to meet Steve Jameson, which he does these demos Monday through Thursday. His calendar is available. He's been known to do live demos in the evenings, except for Tuesday evening, because that's when the open house event is. And he's been known to do demos on Fridays and Saturdays. We always give him Sunday off for sure. But in essence, if you communicate, and now you have access through Pam, and Pam is one that will push the paper, if you will, to make sure that things get done, because, Steve's juggling a lot of balls right now. He will take the time to do the live demo. Now, why do we call it a 10-minute live demo? Because the demo itself is 10 minutes. We block an hour for each demo because people like to talk, right? And we're not in a rush. We know people are going to walk away from the demo. They're going to have the same response, whether they overtly speak it or not. They're going to say, wow, this is incredible. And the next thing we hear is, I want it. And then there's always a pregnant pause, generally speaking, and that is, can we make money with this? Can we sell this? Can we market this? So he's going to give you a tool here towards the end of the call, which you can leverage to save you time, money, and energy to sort. Now, I can tell you this tool also works very similar to some of the unfolding potentials to allow somebody to come through the due diligence process that are in the Success Academy that's attached to your website. And I'm going to give you an example because I had a real live example this week. The rewards program. We're not going to get into the details of that, but I can tell you that if somebody was sent that link to the rewards program, they can do their due diligence, understand every aspect of the program. 2-minute videos or less, basically, so they can begin to what? get oriented, see a little more, feel a little bit more, get clear, make intelligent decisions. And we have a program set in play that meets your behavior. So if you're a customer in your spare time, we've got something for you. 3 and it's free. If you're part-time and you're interested in making, 500, 1,000, a couple $1,000 a month, whatever the number may be, we've got you covered as well. That's where the differential bonuses come into play. If you're serious and you're actually interested in building a full-time business and you want to make pitch your brand awareness campaign, if you will, your primary, or let's say you align it with your primary brand awareness campaign, but you're looking at pitch as a serious business and you'd like to make a tremendous income, we've got you covered too. This isn't, again, theory. This isn't magic dust. We took the bones of the plan, okay, are proven to have success. For those that do the work, get the pay. They receive the rewards, if you will. So the videos that are on the rewards program will allow somebody to become more oriented to what they have their hands on. So when I got on a call this week, come to find out that the prospect of this one individual had only seen 3 videos. They didn't see the watch videos, the gold button, which you scroll down a little bit further on the page, that takes them to the other 9 videos. So I dropped the ball. It was a rookie mistake. I should have asked, where are you in the due diligence process? What have you seen so far? What are we after here? Number one, to be productive, saving time, money, and energy. So everything here, whether it's the video that Steve's going to show you to prospect, or somebody's gotten a little bit farther down the line, they've seen the upcoming video that's coming out here, and they've been through a 10-minute live demo. Maybe they've been through an open house event, and they're doing their due diligence on the rewards program. All you want to know is, where are we in the process? And some, you'll find out, have already enrolled. Some are still, doing a little bit more homework. Whatever it is, it's perfect. But it's important for us to know where they're at, because why? When this goes vertical, when the company begins to morph like lightning in a bottle, I promise you everybody's going to be pulling at your coattail. And you don't want to become a one-spoked wheel. You want freedom and flexibility. So I'm talking, and maybe this is applied to everybody, but everybody's at a different stage as far as growth is concerned. And so leveraging the tools, working smarter versus harder, is critical as far as when you continue to build from one month to the next. Let's move to the next slide, if we could be so kind. And let's talk about the new Freedom 5 bonus, which will be coming out the first day of the new month. It's a fast start bonus. Now, the bonuses are still in play for the first quarter of the year, so you guys can see all that information. If you're not familiar, it's in the Success Academy attached to the website. Okay, those bonuses end as of midnight, the last day of the month. First day of April, we kick off the fast start bonuses. And yes, everybody will be able to participate as well. We're going to hit a master reset. And anybody that enrolls 5 members, active members, a la carte, it doesn't matter what it is, you'll receive the pro plan for free. Okay. Now, why are we positioning this now as a fast start? People, if you give them a year, they'll take a year. If you give them 30 days, they'll get it done in 30 days. That's just how it is. It's human behavior. And so we're ready to go to the next level. We're kicking off the second quarter of the year. So we're going to pick up the pace here as we go right into the second quarter of the year, setting up the summer campaign. The momentum factor that is created going into the last quarter of the year is critical, because it's always the last quarter of the year that sets up your entire income for the new year. The key is called momentum. So the first mantra you've mastered, many of you have already mastered, which is the basics. Use, talk, demo. The second mantra that needs to begin to roll off your tongue, and I'm talking to the builders here, the ones that really want to go faster, and that is, as soon as you get somebody in process, they've enrolled, Their first goal should be to get a basic 5 within their first 30 days. Now, let's say somebody comes in on the 15th of April. They have 30 days. So they have what? To the 15th of May. So each new member will have 30 days to achieve and accomplish their basic 5. Now, I can tell you from experience that we have worked with people in the past, very nice people. Um, and if you would have asked me when we went through this playbook, 2 mantras: use talk demo, get yourself a basic 5 within 30 days. Fast start. The bonus here is what? They get the pro plan for free. This is really for the builders. If you would have asked me back in the day when we, do you think that these guys can go out and build a multi-billion-dollar business? And I would have been brutally honest and said no, because I didn't think that they could. I didn't think they had the capacity. But they're super nice people, and I'm just being brutally honest with everybody on this phone call. They have built a multi-billion-dollar business, and you want to know why? Because they've never deviated from this game plan. So as simple as it is to do, it's just as simple not to do. And I'm very happy for them and anybody else that's taking the same concept, the mantras, if you will, and incorporating them into their own businesses. They're seeing duplication. But again, it's like working out. Momentum is interesting. Establishing your momentum starts with the basics every single day. And now that you've got the 2 mantras, you can position it with each person that you put through the process, the video that Steve's going to share with you, and the live videos, and the open house events. You're going to get some people. You're going to get some people into the established momentum phase. If you want to advance the momentum, then all you have to do is pick up the numbers, pick up the exposure level. So you see here with the basic 5, starting the first day of the new month, 30 days, wherever somebody comes in, they have 30 days to achieve the basic 5 to get a pro plan for free. Now, of course, they have to maintain the 5 active. And again, it can be a la carte. It doesn't matter what the members come in as long as they're active. They get the pro plan. So you can scroll to the next one, which is the pro plan membership, if you'd be so kind. And then we can move right along so everybody can get a quick glimpse here. And we can just chat briefly about the success trainings like today. And then next, you want to go to that, if you want to go to that slide, we'll be on 418. Now, the success training is a basic training. That's what we're doing here this morning. We're giving you a little bit, different flavor to chew on, to process, if you will. The success trainings will be always open to all the members. It's always going to be about covering the basics, how to use, how to sell, and what to do next, how to work the calendar 1 month to the next, 1 quarter to the next, 1 year to the next. Now, if you scroll to the next slide, these will be the success academies, and you see in there TBD, to be determined. The success academies will be the individuals. You got it? Okay. The success academies, right, will be for the individuals that have a basic 5 in play. Now, I will tell you the goal for you every single month is to get a basic 5 at a minimum. That's what you should shoot for, because it's the lifeblood to the business. The more new people you bring in, enroll, the stronger you're going to get. Now, I will tell you, one of the top income earners in the entire networking industry, I can tell you what all he would do is massively bring in frontline activity. He would jumpstart his new members correctly, and he'd say, here's how you get started. Everything evolved around the Use Talk demo. Here's my number. If you need me, this is how you get a hold of me. If you can't get a hold of me, keep trying. We'll eventually connect. but he was constantly enrolling new people. And the reason, just like the reason stands loud and clear today, because nobody can pick them. The ones you think will won't, and the ones you think won't will. And so by staying in play with bringing new people on, all of a sudden the basic 5, the basic 10, going from the silver status to the gold status to the platinum status, you're going to end up with a strong basic 5. You're going to end up with 5 strong legs. And I will tell you, it's about 5 or 6 strong legs in your community. And by the way, not necessarily all personally enrolled. Okay. But you'll end up with 5 or 6 strong individuals in your community that will build out 85%, if not more, of your entire community, which represents what? It represents your income. And that will never change. Those formulas will always stay the same. But what do you have control over? You have control over use talk demo. You have control over putting new people into the process. And by the way, that's where the fortune is. The fortune's always exposing new people to what you've got your hands on. So if you're in a space and you're saying, it's just not happening fast enough, all you got to do is increase the numbers. That's all you have to do. Increase the exposure level. Don't be caught up if this guy's not seeing it right away. You continue to move like the gentleman I was just referring to. You continue to get new exposures in play, and you just go with the flow. You go with the guys that are going for it. You go with the guys that are coachable. You go with the guys that are teachable. And ladies, excuse me, when I say guys, it's everybody, right? You go with the individuals, the members that are going with what is being laid out. Others, they're going to come up with their own stuff. We want to do it this way. Okay, have at it. But I can tell you from experience, the ones that are doing it the way we're laying out have had the most success that I've seen in the entire industry with this plan of action. If there was another plan, trust me, and if it was better, we'd be sharing it. But again, as simple as this is to do, it's just as simple not to do. It's a discipline to suit up and show up every single day and begin to expose new people, get them into the process. And with what Steve's going to share here, it's going to help speed up that process. Because why? As people do their due diligence, as they listen to the video, the message, they're going to be able to see the end result quicker, faster, better, and be able to make an intelligent decision. Some will, some won't. So what? Next, you just continue to move. Now, the ones that are locked in, that are excited, those are the ones you can begin to build a relationship with. And the truth is, there's 8 billion people on the planet. There's going to be a lot of great relationships. Already has been here since we've gotten started. But what's coming in comparison, there is no comparison with the 8 billion people on the planet. Now, in saying that, we haven't even launched the company yet. And, some of the individuals that we talked to in the very beginning that were nudging us to get started, okay, which is why I began to nudge Steve. I'm like, well, maybe we should do it this way. And we told them, we can get the product out on time. And that was 1.0. And now we're in the process with 2.0. We can get everything, as far as the cash rewards all in play and the royalties and all that as you continue to build this thing out. But what we didn't anticipate was building an entire new platform. And that also means not just 2.0 with Pitch, but also the back office, which you're going to see maybe even this weekend, if not for sure this week, which is going to be super, super exciting. So we've got individuals that are soaring past, the silver status, the gold status, the platinum status, the GoPro platinum status, hitting the pro platinum memberships, right? We've got guys on their way right now to hitting the premier status, okay, which is where the 2% kicks into gear, and we won't get into all of that right now, but it'll be significant. Forget about elite, forget about supreme. Those are beyond significant, but just hitting the premier status will be very, very significant for a lot of people here as we move right into the summertime. So, because we have individuals that are moving up to the different statuses, I want to get into one last piece here before I hand it to Steve, and that is the STAR program. And the STAR program is attached to the partner program. Now, understand that, again, I don't know anybody in the industry that has done extremely well that hasn't enrolled at least 10, 15, 20 plus people into their business. Never seen it. Okay. And I know that some people in the beginning, even though Steve Jameson put 1 million people in his last business, okay, some people had a little bit of a challenge with like 20 to hit platinum, 21 to go pro. Okay. So the STAR program is really designed as a measuring stick. It is designed for the partners as you all achieve the partner status with the company. It'll play into the ultimate formula. And as the company grows, that formula becomes a little bit more comprehensive as we begin to share global sales revenues with the field, okay, with the partners. And so, for those of you, and I think I had mentioned Steve put over 1 million members, customers into Zoom. Anybody I had known in the industry that's done extremely well, they've enrolled at least 20 or more members. Okay. And so we wanted to, again, as what the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. We all know that little phrase. And so we wanted to let you guys know, and we've already had members say, "Oh, I'm going to be 7 star here real quick." We wanted you guys to know that, again, what we've got here with the STAR program aligns with our philosophy. And our philosophy is to enroll new members. And the reason why you want to continuously enroll new members is because nobody knows who's going to do what. The ones you think will won't, and the ones you think won't will. It's okay. Okay. But I will tell you the new exposures of putting them through the process, the video that Steve's going to share here this morning, a live demo, an open house event, meeting some of the people on your team, whatever it is to get them to see more, feel more, gain a more clarity to make an intelligent decision. The key here is that you continue to set the pace and enroll new people. So the STAR program lets you know that it's important not only for you to build your business, expand your community, and obviously build your check, but it's also important in the bigger picture as far as we want everybody to achieve and become a partner with us. And so, as we share in the global revenues with the partners, whether you're a 1 star, a 2 star, a 3 star, a 5 star, 6 star, 7 star, whatever it might be, that wherever you're at the year's end will also play a role in your qualification for receiving some of the bonuses that will be paid out as we grow this across the country and around the entire world. So, Steve, I don't, again, you never know what you're sharing and what's being received, but again, I just want everybody to know we're here for you. And our goal is to help you get clear. And so if you're not clear about anything, reach out to us, give us a holler, and we certainly will connect with you and assist you to the next level. And I just want to say, Steve, I'm so glad that you have this amazing team that you've put in play, and now bringing Pamela on is going to be a tremendous asset for everybody that's really growing their business in leaps and bounds. And we are so excited here about what has been transpiring through the first quarter of the year, setting up quarter number two. And we couldn't do it without you, my friend. And so, as a team, we all can achieve a whole lot more together and make everything that much better. So, thank you for everything that you do. And I'm going to toss it back to you.
Hi, I am Steve Jameson, the CEO of PXch. If you are watching this, you probably use Zoom or Google Meet to run your business, and you probably know those tools haven't really changed in forever, which is the very reason I am here to tell you the answer to why PXch, why now, and why no other webinar platform in the world can be so powerful for you. Before starting Pitch, I was the CEO of 3 international sales and marketing companies, and also spent several years as Zoom's largest ISV partner. While platforms like Zoom do a great job of solving the connection problem, they never solve your most important issue, which is how your guests can engage with you after you have just delivered your best presentation. Can they shop, enroll, book an appointment, fill out a form, or sign a contract? No, they actually can't. In fact, in most cases, the only thing they can do is wait for you to send a text in the chat so they can do whatever you wanted them to do after the meeting was over, instead of in the moment, while you are all still there together, and most importantly, when someone is most likely to say yes. While almost all webinar platforms are very effective presentation tools, they are passive, perfect for talking to an audience with a PowerPoint, shared screen, or a website. But if you are looking to grow your business, don't you think in this era of technology, we should be able to do something better than texting a link in the chat, along with a hope and a prayer they will still be inclined to click on it later? In fact, entire businesses have been built around the idea that you will need help to follow up with people after they leave, because everyone knows nothing can actually happen during your meeting. So before we go 1 minute further, let me show you exactly why a text in the chat has now become so obsolete compared to this experience you are about to have right now. Go ahead, touch the screen with your mouse or your finger, depending on how you are watching me in this very moment. This is a completely interactive experience, even though I am not even there. This can happen live, in a recording, in a text, or in an email. Wherever you prefer to meet your guests, we can make it a far more effective point of contact experience. With Zoom, you talk to your guests about what you want them to do next. With Pitch, you tell them what you want them to do right there in that moment. And you can do that 1-to-1 or 1-to-600. You can't do this on other platforms. Shifting people from watching to active participation. At every point of contact is a moment to move them to the next step or an opportunity for conversion. It is also completely private. Imagine asking 600 people to enter their credit card details to purchase a product, and then the only person who can see it is the person putting in their own information. The user has total privacy and security while being in a collaborative experience. So now imagine every one of your live webinar meetings, recordings, texts, or emails all have the potential to be interactive. And if one of your guests doesn't happen to speak your same language, they will be able to hear you in 42 different languages with our real-time international voice translations. Are you starting to get the picture of what we are presenting and how revolutionary this truly is? Speaking of revolutionary, we wanted you to see, hear, and experience how a message created on our platform that started with only a simple picture can work for you to create an innovative and powerful interactive messaging campaign for you and your company. See you in 2 minutes on the other side.
Hello. In case you didn't recognize me, I am Albert Einstein, and I know a little something about the journey of inventing, developing, and launching new technologies. If you are asking yourself the question of why pitch, why now? Let me give you my equivalent of my best E equals MC squared answer. The very first webinar platform was launched in 1995 by Xerox. It could accommodate up to 1,000 people and included instant polling and chat, which means no one, least of all Zoom, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams, has developed any key innovations for webinars in the past 30 years. This is no longer the case. There is a new innovative webinar platform, and it's called Pitch. And the webinar audience wanting to interact in real time on their computer, laptop, or phone might be far bigger than you realize. The closest comparison I can think of is when my friend Tom invented the light bulb. He had an entire world of people using candles. He understood the size of his audience. Today, the estimate is that as many as 2 billion individual people have attended a live webinar. with 550 million people attending a live webinar every single day. And you ask, why now? The first light bulb lasted only 13 hours, and he had every person in the world wanting one. His live demos created unprecedented demand. And when you go through a live interactive demo with Pitch, I promise you the light bulb will go on inside of you. Some of us are meant to enjoy the world's best inventions as customers, while others are meant to reap the benefits of finding them. There is a place for all of you here at Pitch. Get started right now or book a live demo. You will create an experience, and you will understand the demand that is about to come. I haven't seen something this demonstratable since gravity. Still wish I had invented that one.
So, why pitch? Why now? Pitch is effective for any meeting requiring a call to action, no matter how big or small. We also can help you at every stage of the webinar experience. We can help you before the meeting with an interactive and compelling invitation. Hopefully by now, we've made the case on how we can be more effective during the meeting, and imagine how effective an interactive follow-up message can be. Let us show you how you can be in more places at once at all your favorite forms of communication. Interested in broadcasting live to Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, and inviting them to meet you in your VIP meeting room live during your broadcast? Yes, we can do that too. Please join me in a live demo so you can also hear how you can give our exclusive smart links to your sales team to track their guests and give them credit for their sales through your company's affiliate or replicated websites. Whether you are in insurance finance, affiliate or network marketing, real estate, coaches/consultants, e-commerce, or an influencer, everyone always wants their guests to do something at the end of a meeting, and now they can. So why wait another day using old, outdated tools? Let's get you on a live demo. Feel free to choose a day and a time so you can have an overview of how to use the platform in the best possible way. Have a great day, everybody, and see you live. See you soon, and see you on Pit.